Well, I've gotten somewhere with it. I've done a lot of things off camera, as you can probably tell. Just be going through and trying to insulate it more and more. I ran out of insulation, so I just pieced in what I had left and tried to bring it up as much as possible. I also threw in some, where are they at? They're down here. They're Ender 3 aluminum extrusion pieces. And my idea is that, heat at the bottom, these will warm up and kind of hold on to that capacity and then leach it to the batteries more efficiently. I just want this to be as passive as it possibly can be without drawing too much power to heat up the sand in the bottom. So I used the 24 volt Ender 3 build, like the build bed. I don't know, that's not the right word. I don't know. It's the heated bed, right? So that draws like 100 watts at 24 volts. So since I'm using 12 volts, and I got it hooked up to this 12 volt power supply, it's only drawing about 50. So about 5 amps, give or take. Because I've also had that hooked up to the battery, and it told me over there it's drawing about 5 amps. So I can guarantee that the plate is only drawing about 5 amps to heat up the sand. So it's not that much, but it's just enough to maintain it. Like right now, it's on. It's going up to about 82, and I got a 5-degree temperature difference. So when it goes 5 degrees below, it'll just turn off, Well, it'll turn back on, and then once it goes 5 degrees above, it'll try to, cool cycle it. But that's reading the sand underneath. And I have a temperature probe going in right there. And I also, you might be able to see it, put in some screws in the bottom of this plate so that way the batteries rest on them, and the screws go into the wood. They're they're 1.5 inch screws, and it's 1/2 inch plywood, so they penetrate the sand about 1 inch. And on top of the 3D printer Ender 3 heated bed, I have had extra frame rail pieces. Oh, you can see myself, cool. But I had some extra frame rail pieces that were like in an H pattern. So what I did was, and I got a picture, I might post it underneath the video or something if anyone's interested, but I have them in an H pattern. So bar runs this way, bar runs that way, bar runs that way. And then the heated plate is right in the middle, and it's surrounded by sand. The whole thing's covered with sand. So this also helps keep that, it does double duty. So it keeps the batteries up a certain elevation, and I know that, the weight's going to be distributed kind of evenly. It would have been distributed fine through the sand, but I also needed a better heat conductor, So aluminum is what I had on standby. I would have used copper, but that just adds to extra expense. As you know, copper is way more expensive because of the properties it has that we need. And so this is where I'm at with it. I know it's not the prettiest setup, and I kind of did this because I've noticed some comments of people saying it's kind of janky, but whatever. That's kind of pushed me to this point where I just wanted to hide the jankiness a little bit. That's all. I know it's not the prettiest box, but it works, and I got to figure out better wire management so that way it doesn't look as hectic back here. But everything's good, as proper as I can get it, So that's where we're at. And the battery temperature right now, 16.6 degrees Celsius. So it's a learning curve to try to figure out how warm the sand needs to be in order to penetrate the batteries, because I would like to continue to use my solar throughout the winter, but if I can't keep these batteries warm enough, I won't be able to. So it is what it is, but I'm trying my damnedest to make sure that I can come out here, turn some shit on, and have it charge, and it won't be a problem. So obviously there's going to be more updates in the future. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I just slow down on videos. I'm trying to constantly organize because I'm always doing random stuff, so it's kind of whatever. I just get to it when I get to it, and right now it's a mess. Not even gonna lie to you, garbage. Lots of garbage is lying around. This thing's been wrapping my brain for a minute. Because if I don't got these, then I really can't do anything out here. I mean, I can, but I refuse to tap onto the grid for my needs. You know, I'm trying to maintain off the grid as much as humanly possible. You know, so about 85% of all of my total energy, I can guarantee, comes from the solar panels. And the last little bit comes from that guy up there. So, is what it is. But thanks for sticking around this long if you have. Let me know some ideas. You know, I'm not full of them, so I'm definitely open to like suggestions. And I know that someone probably out there is gonna nitpick like how many cables I got going to all these batteries. And yes, I know I need a bus bar, or I think that's what they're called. But yeah, I know I need one, and they're gonna be hella useful if I got more than 2 batteries. So yeah, I don't know. Just if you got any ideas, just let me know. Like, just I don't know. Shoot your shot. You know, just got any ideas for me to 3D print? I don't care. Just because I kind of just make things that are useful and practical. I don't want to just make like Bulbasaurs and Pikachus and shit like that. I want to make things that are actually useful, like fucking wall-mounted fucking shit like this, like all that 3D printed, you know. And some of it broke, you know. I gave that one to my kid. She broke it, tested out some weak points, but that's the cool thing about building things, is figuring out the weak points and then going back and then doing things different. But yeah, thank you for sticking around and have a great day.